what's up guys? Today we're going to do Nose Over Tail from Alkaline Trio. We're going to do the acoustic version, so this is not exactly the same way that they would play it on, the electric guitars. This is going to be the one off the Damnesia album. And some of the strum rhythms would be a little bit different and some of the chords would be a little bit different. And even though this song will be good chord practice, I think that probably most of you are going to get more benefits from the strumming hand because some of the strums in here are going to be a pretty good little workout if we can get them up to speed. So let's zoom in and do it. Alright, before we get going, make sure to hit subscribe. Tons of stuff we're going to do. And don't forget to check out some of the links down in my description. Okay, to play this song, we're going to need part of a B bar chord. We're going to go 7, 9, 9, and 8. It's actually good practice for bar chords because we have 4 strings of the bar chord and then we don't have to really worry about getting the last couple with the bar. The next chord we could probably call a couple of different things, but we're just going to think of it as an E6 add 9. And it sounds crazy, but it's actually pretty easy. So from that first chord, just take your first finger and move it down to the 6th fret on the 3rd string. And I can just pick my second finger up. So we would have 0, 9, 9, 6. And that's cool, it goes with the first chord real good. We also need a B power chord. And we're going to play it 2 different ways. We're going to play it down here, 7, 9, and 9. But we can also play it down here with nothing on the 6th string, 2, 4, and 4. We need a C sharp power chord, and we're going to play it right here on the 4th fret of the 5th string. So I have nothing, 4, 6, 6. We're going to have an A bar chord. Now this chord's going to be kind of optional and I'll tell you why later, but if we do want to play it, it's 5, 7, 7, 6, 5, 5. We need an A power chord, that's 5, 7, 7. And we can also play that one in a different position too. It's the same notes, but we're going to play it down here, nothing on the 6th string, and then 0, 2, 2. We need an F sharp power chord, that's 2, 4, 4. And then we just need a regular old open E chord, so 0, 2, 2, 1, 0, 0. Now the first strum rhythm we're going to use is actually pretty cool. It's one of my favorite ones. It's just 8 downstrokes, but you want to think of it in little groups of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And we just hit the ones a little bit louder, so 1, 2. And that's what we're going to call one measure. So basically, if I say to play a chord for one measure, I'm just saying to hit it that many times. And when the song starts, we're just going to be going back and forth from that B chord up here to that E sus add 9. Using that strum. Now on the electric versions, he's just using a power chord and then he picks up his first finger. So you could do that too, but if you want to play it, the acoustic way, we want to get in those extra notes. 3, 4. Right when that part's done, we go into a different section, a chorus section. And the main guitar, the rhythm guitar, that one's just going to play a C sharp power chord, and we do that for 2 measures. So I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, twice. Then it goes to an A, a full bar chord this time for 2 measures, back to the C sharp for 2 measures, back to the A bar chord for 1 measure, and then I move up to a B power chord and we just let it ring out. But there's another guitar playing over that. Now I probably wouldn't play this first part unless you were playing it with 2 guitars, but you could. And it just sounds like this. 3, 4. Now if you do want to put that part in there, it actually feels real similar to a chord you might already know, a C add 9. we slide the chord up 1 fret. We take these 2 fingers and move them 1 string up each, and then you take your first finger and stretch it down here 1 fret. And if you just pick through the strings and then back up, that's the part. And then there's also this little octave riff like this. And that part I probably would play. 3, 4. And other than putting in that little octave lick, the only real change that I made was instead of doing an A bar chord, I'm just using an A power chord. And I'm not doing this because it's easier or anything. It is easier, but I'm doing it because if I do a full bar chord and then when I switch to the octaves, I feel like it thinned out the sound too much. I took too many strings away from the guitar. Do whichever one you want. Do the full bar chord or the power chord. After that, we go into a different part. I'm just going to call it riff 3. 3, 4. Did our little strum rhythm on an E, and then all power chords I do a B, C sharp, back to B, and then A. Then we do all that over again. We did an E, B, C sharp, back to B, an A, and then an F sharp power chord. That was 2, 4, 4. And then after that part, we go back to the first part again. So we go back to those first 2 chords, but we're going to fancy up the strum rhythm a little bit. We're going to add a bit more to it. And if you wanted to, you could just stay with the same rhythm the whole time. It would sound fine. But if you want to play it like they do it, we're going to go down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And I know that's a little bit tricky, but we could count that as 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and here's how it would sound on the chords. 3, 4. Halfway through that, you go back to the first strum rhythm. And then we go into the next section again, the chorus. And after the chorus, we go into a new section. It sounds like this. 3, 4. Ring out an E, and we have this little shape, and it's just our pinky on the 9th fret of the 4th string, that's a B note, and we also have the 6th fret on the 5th string, that's a D sharp. And we play just those 2 strings, so we're really going to have to practice muting the strings around them. And we go back and forth, we ring out for the count of 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and then we go back to the 2nd strum on an A chord, so I'm on the 5th fret of the 6th string, and then down to the 2nd fret, that F sharp. And then we go through that whole part one more time, and then we go back to riff 3, and this time we're going to use a different strum. Now for this part, you could just use the first rhythm, that's what he did the first time, but this time the strumming is going to be really busy, and it's sort of improvised. He changes it a little bit each time through the riff. I'll give you one that you could use though, And again, you might even just want to improvise this a little bit yourself and just strum it how you want. But here would be one way you could try to play it. 3, 4. And this might be a little bit tricky, but on the E chord, we went down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. That's when I switched the chord. So far, I let it ring out on that B chord for a second, and then I come back in, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. I switched to the C sharp. So far we have down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. We're halfway through it. We're on this C sharp. We hit it down, down, up. Then we drop down to the 2nd fret, down, 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 up. And then we go to the last chord, down, down, up, down. And I know that's a lot to take in, so just try to, rewind it a little bit, hear me play it, or just improvise the strum rhythm. Now after you play that riff a few times, when you're on that very last chord, and we're on that A power chord, we're going to move back up to a B, and then ring out on an E. Alright, good job. Now, like I was saying, don't be afraid to take the strumming rhythm and make it a little bit more your own. I think to improve as a guitar player, both ways are important. Sometimes we should try to do something in a very specific, a certain way, maybe their way, and other times it's good practice just to try to do your own thing. Let me know if you have any questions. Also, let me know what you're going to do there. Are you going to use one of your own strum rhythms there? Are you going to use one of the older strum rhythms from the song? Or are you just going to improvise it? If you're new here, we try to improve by learning lots of new songs, but remember that I think that the right song at the right time can really help somebody, so if you can, let them hear it. Thanks for liking and sharing this video. Check out my social media links, and I'll just see you guys next time.